We're getting you a tragic news from Nice. We've been tracking through the morning as well. A popular tourist destination where there was a terror attack this morning. Let's take you through the visuals of the truck that moved down the streets of Nice. And this is a truck which mowed down around 80 people at the spot. The irony cannot be missed because this time it was celebration time for the French nationals and the tourists at the spot. It was Bastille Day, which is the National Day of France, marking the 1789 revolution. Let's take you through the route where we saw this tragedy happen. This is the promenade, this is the lane from where the truck moved through. The promenade over here from where this truck started. Going on this route, look at this, beaches around this entire area where people were also relaxing. People were on the streets celebrating. It was around 10:30 p.m. local time. Fireworks were on display. Everybody in a celebratory mode. And the trucks moves down from this road going ahead to about 2 kilometers. Going on, and you can see that how there are buildings on one side, the street completely deserted within minutes as this gunman started spraying bullets on the ground. You had the truck moving to about 1.8 kilometers through this promenade till the point where it was gunned down by the security forces. And through this street, we'll take you through the visuals now that have come in and how bodies were strewn across the street as this truck moved down. One also social media user has said it seemed that there are sticklers on the ground because as the truck moved with this gunman and spraying bullets, you had bodies lying around all through this route. The French Riviera capital, known as a popular tourist destination, very famous for its weather, local cuisine, and also celebrations on the Bastille Day, turning over time into a tragedy. On the social media now, many users have come out and started a Twitter trend saying Nice opening doors for those who've been injured in the attack, and also saying we stand with you, Nice, we pray for you. This has been an iconic image that has come from after the terror attack because many children were among those who were targeted. Akshita, take us through it.
Right. We at India Today feel this possibly defines what happened in Nice. Devina, the French president did point out that many children were killed among those 80 people who were killed in this attack. We presume this is a little girl's body along with her doll. She had come among many other children along with her family to celebrate France's National Day until terror struck them. You can see, of course, the body has been covered up, but her doll lies there. Very, very, very symbolic image of the terror that struck Nice on a day of celebration. Another image that we did also pull out is this particular image of a man clearly grieving alongside his loved one. Is it his relative, his friend? We don't have any details, but a heart-rending, really an image that defines the terror that took place in Nice is of him sitting next to the body and mourning clearly for the loss that he suffered.
Absolutely, Akshita. Also a wake-up call now for the European Union and the globe to wake up to the reality that they are facing, the terrorism which is spreading tentacles in the nation that consider themselves as safe haven. Now, we have got this news from the US media that how pro-ISIS channel showed single word France with a smiling image over here, and that was a warning given out by the ISIS. Another channel showed Eiffel Tower on fire. Now, right now, ISIL has not claimed responsibility for the attack, but another pro-ISIS channel posted Allahu Akbar is, according to the US media, this could be handiwork of the ISIS terrorists because another channel celebrated the carnage which happened in Nice. We have Lavina who's joining us right now. Lavina, it is the new reality that Europe is waking up to as well, because what we see in Nice is similar to what we saw in Paris, where 130 people were killed. Similar style attacks carried over European Union, and it could be handiwork of ISIS. But how does Europe plan to come together and fight this as one?
How they come together and fight is something that we would need to see across the day now, what the reactions come from across everybody. At the moment, only the solidarity reactions had come. Last time when this happened, they resolved to stand by France, but France said that they are going to go ahead with their bombing in Syria, which they did, but they can't sustain that unless other countries in Europe would stand by them, because it requires a lot of very monetary effect it would have. So the point is to come together at a level where they are not only standing together to face the problem and how to deal with it, whether to go intensive towards ISIS or not, and also on the second level to share a lot of policy and intelligence. And this actually attack comes at a very opportune moment. I say opportune because the UK is planning a Brexit, and if this can be treated as an alarm bell for them to, and for the European Union to make sure that their intelligence sharing space that was there when UK was in EU is sustained. That is extremely important. So yes, we have to see in terms of solidarity, everyone is together with France and has been over a period of time as well. But in terms of practicality, where do they stand, we will get to know.
Big question is the way the terror target has been chosen. It's a small town of Nice, the capital of French Riviera, with around 1 million people, a holiday spot for many of the tourists, known for its great climate, local cuisine, and the day where the attack has happened has an ironical significance as well, because it has happened on Bastille Day. Now, Bastille Day is marked in France in memory of the 1789 revolution. The message from this day is liberty, equality, fraternity. But what we see on the ground is unfolding tragedy with this heinous terror attack. You can see the visuals on your screen. This is how it happened. This truck single-handedly managed to mow down 80 people, injure many. Bullet marks can be seen on the truck. These are the visuals that you're seeing on your screen of how there have been many of the injured people on the ground. Look at this. And also, let's take you through how this entire tragedy has unfolded till now. 80 dead. Look at this. This is the picture that are coming from the streets of France, and how you have people lying on the streets strewn around. November 2015, the Paris carnage, where 130 people were killed, and now 80 people killed in Nice attack. November 2015, just about 9 months back, when we had seen the dastardly attack on the streets of Paris, where around 130 people were targeted and killed. Now you have once again a lone gunman mowing down 80 people in a truck, later killed by the security forces. Right now, reports also suggesting that this could be handiwork of ISIS once again for targeting tourists in Nice, making France a hot potato of terrorism right now. Now look at this, how the truck rammed into the crowd with around 80 people killed. High alert in France, people fleeing in fear. The entire story we've been tracking through the morning on your screens in these 4 visuals. How security has been stepped up in France. Deputy Mayor of this French Riviera has said that now there is an alert which has been increased. We have reactions coming in from the Interior Minister of France. Take a listen.
Nous devons tout faire pour que nous puissions lutter contre le fléau du terrorisme. Le conducteur a été abattu. Nous ignorons à cet instant aussi s'il avait des complices. Mais nous faisons en sorte que son identification, qui va être vérifiée, puisse nous mettre sur ces pistes éventuelles. La France a été frappée le jour de sa fête nationale, le 14 juillet, symbole de la liberté, parce que les droits de l'homme sont niés par les fanatiques et que la France est forcément leur cible.
Well, that was the reaction that has come in from the French authorities right now, who have now extended the emergency in the state for next 3 months. Remember, France was on high alert during the Euro 2016 as well, with the entire Stade France under a heavy lockdown when the European Champions final had happened there. And after that, there were hopes that normalcy is returning, but this attack once again belying all those hopes, and now France has deployed additional security forces. Also seeing that how European Council has reacted to the latest attack, and the world leaders expressing solidarity with France. Take a listen.
It's a tragic paradox that the subject of this attack were people celebrating liberty, equality and fraternity. Today we all, Europe and Asia, stand united with the French people and their government. We condemn this tragedy and keep up our fight against extreme violence and hatred.
The fight against terrorism is among the highest priorities of our governments, and we condemn terrorist attacks in every form, wherever and whenever they occur. We should be ready to contribute to our common goal, a world that respects rights and freedoms, including the freedom of religion, but has zero tolerance to any form of violent extremism, terrorism and disrespect.
Zero tolerance to terrorism is the loud and clear message that has come out from the European Union, also getting reactions from Donald Trump, who's now postponed his vice president candidate selection in view of the terror attack. Also getting reactions from the Canadian Prime Minister saying that we are shocked in tonight's attack in Nice. Our sympathy is with the victim. The Indian Prime Minister has also expressed solidarity with France President of India, saying heartfelt condolences to families of bereaved, and the Twitter and the social media is abuzz with the outpouring of people from across the world for this dastardly attack in Nice. We have in the newsroom with us my colleague Akshita. Now Akshita, we've been tracking the story since the morning.
Yes.
And we've seen that how a lot of people have taken to Twitter and social media, not only to find the relatives and locate the people who could be missing, but also to say that we are with Nice. And it's a global voice that is now coming against this terror that is spreading tentacles not only in Europe but across the globe.
Absolutely. Amidst that inhuman night that we witnessed in Nice, humanity is pouring out on social media, and that is really the message that's come across from in the entire world, not just in Nice, Devina. These are some of the Twitter hashtags we pulled out for you. One of it is Je suis Nice. This is something that came out during the Paris attacks. We saw it during the Charlie Hebdo attack as well. It went Je suis Charlie Hebdo, Je suis Paris, and now Je suis Nice, which literally translates to I am Nice, showing that people are standing by the victims, their families and their loved ones, showing their solidarity, showing their support. I'm also going to pull out another hashtag that's currently trending on Twitter, which is Nice Porte Ouverte, which literally translates to Nice open doors. What this essentially means is that they've asked people to open their doors to victims, to people who are stranded on the streets, to people who cannot get back to their homes because they were on the street, they can't head back, they've clamped down in that entire area. There are people who are also reaching out to others saying, please open your doors for the victims, for people who are bereaved and stuck on the streets. There's another one. This is Nice Find People. For all those who are still looking for their loved ones, they can go on here, they can post and tag them. You can see, of course, people have posted images of their loved ones who they cannot find, and they've put this out saying, please help us find our loved ones. This is also a big help. They've even put out the names of people who are missing at this point as well. This is the image. Of course, they've also appealed to people to spread this, to retweet this as much as possible, so there is awareness. People can help them in any way, considering, of course, the Nice open doors is also happening. There could be people who are safe indoors in someone else's house, so to reach out on social media, which is possibly the best platform for this, they've put this out. I'm also going to show you quickly another feature called the safety check. We've seen Facebook doing this time and again, a very good initiative that can really help people pin down their loved ones. For example, when I'm logged into my profile, I can go into this Facebook safety check. It gives me an emergency service number. It also tells me if any of my friends are near Nice or at that affected area, and it also tells me if they are marked safe or not. This is the option. It says friends not marked yet, friends marked safe, all friends in the area. For me, it says none of my friends are in the particular area, thereby ensuring that if I have any concerns, it tells me if they're safe or if they're not.
Well, that's of big help, because any news right now for those who are looking for their loved ones will be a ray of hope. Thanks, Akshita, for that. Lavina continues to be with me now. Lavina, you have covered the terror attacks that have happened in Paris earlier as well, where 130 people were killed within matter of moments. Today also we've seen similar style of street style of terror attack, if we can call it, playing out today morning in the streets of Nice, according to India time. Now, there is a bigger question, that where is it that the European Union has wool in their eyes. It's time that they come out of their ostrich approach, thinking that terrorism is only the issue in the Southeast Asian countries or the Middle East countries and not ours.
I don't think they would think that anymore after starting from Charlie Hebdo, Paris, Brussels, and now Nice. Definitely, if it had not happened up till now, Nice has definitely sealed that Europe actually is at the moment the new epicenter of terror, and they have to and they will, I think, come together to address this, because if they don't, it's a big problem. I have maintained from the start, because I have covered all the attacks up till now that have happened in Europe, that there is a massive unrest. If I just talk of France, France has a problem because people there are first French and then any other nationality. Sometimes these people, especially from Tunisia, there are maximum number of Muslims from Tunisia in France, and a lot of them think they find themselves in an identity crisis. And therefore, they want to establish that identity somehow, because sometimes
yes,
the Tunisian or the origins have a clash with the French. So there is a lot of undercurrent there. France is definitely at the brink of a civil war at this point in time, and something at the level of the society integration has to be done within France, as well as the whole European Union and the West have to come together.
But isn't there internal strife is what we're witnessing in Belgium as well, with the identity crisis becoming now the hot debate, especially after the Brussels bombing as well, Lavina. We have seen that similar kind of radicalization and polarization, which led to Brexit fears and also led to Brexit with large number of Britons now voting. We do not want immigrants in the country, and that's the kind of identity crisis that we're seeing emanating after the Nice attack.